Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Linda. I'm Linda. You know I love a good conversation, so let's just have one. Today on Conversations with Linda, I have Jennifer Purnell, the CEO and founder of September Nail Salon, which is also under the umbrella of September Incorporated. After years in the corporate arena, Jennifer launched from the white-collar world to start a brand and business with a high-end appeal. Conversations with Linda, welcome Jennifer Purnell to our show. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
You know, I've been knowing you a long time now.
But it's been, oh my gosh, how many years?
25 at least. At least years, because I've been in Memphis at least 30 years. So before we talk about September Nail Salon,
Okay.
and by the way, Chit Chatters, we are on location. You got it at September Nail Salon. But before we talk about that, I just want to talk to you. How you doing, girl?
I'm making it.
You looking fabulous, though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. I'm going to start with just asking you, because as we just established, I've been knowing you a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know way back then that you wanted to go into your own business, the beauty industry? Did you know then?
I was always interested. And actually how it happened for me is I was sitting in a pedicure chair one day and I kind of looked around. It was a naive thought. And honestly, I think it was a God drop moment where he just kind of said, hey, you can do this. And it was real naive for me because I thought a few files, a few buffers to dye a nail salon, I had no clue everything that went into a salon. And truly, I realized, one, that the sanitation standards that I'd seen truly shouldn't be, and that we had an opportunity to really make a mark and to provide those elevated standards, a spa-like atmosphere, and then professionals providing services.
And so from that little drop, that little idea, that little nudge, all of that began to blossom in your thinking. So am I hearing you say you wanted to go into this industry of what your passion was to give a cleaner, more sanitized experience, or did you just like this whole idea of nails and toes?
No, because I'm actually not a girly girl per se. Like my background is corporate. It was more to provide an atmosphere for folks like us who are looking for something different in a spa experience.
Gotcha.
And I didn't see it out there. So I was trying to provide an atmosphere. I was trying to provide an experience for, if you're particular about where you eat and where you drink or where you shop, why should this experience be any different?
Wow. So I got to ask you this. It's no secret that most nail salons are owned by Vietnamese or Asian persuasion people. How was it for you breaking into this industry as an African American, a female, an American, period? Yeah. I mean, was it tough?
Yeah, but because I didn't have many guides out there. There wasn't a lot of information. I had to look pretty hard and pretty deeply to find everything that I needed. I mentioned that moment I had in a pedicure chair. It was 10 years after that before we even began.
Really?
And so it was I did a lot of research through that time, really planned out things. And
so you're a planner.
I'm very much a planner. Very much a planner. And so I took all of that time to really understand the industry. Again, the positives, the less than positives, and try to make the atmosphere a little bit different based on everything that I learned.
Okay, so I got to kind of slow walk through these 10 years because most of the time, people who get an idea, right, or who have a passion, they want to immediately do something about it. And so you walked carefully, slowly, meticulously through the planning. Now, was there any side of you that was saying, I got to hurry up, because if I don't hurry up, and other people are going to jump out here before me. Yeah. Well, I mean, what was going on internally for you? Well,
internally, at the time, I just knew it wasn't time. It was my very first business. So I also wanted to make sure that it was done well.
Sure.
And that I had everything that I needed, all the information I needed. And there's a little bit of, I'd even say that, okay, am I going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about that.
And so it took time. Even I was pregnant with my middle son when everything really started happening. I felt God say, all right, let's put pen to paper. I'd had all these thoughts in my mind. And so that's when I developed the marketing plan, the business plan, and really just said, okay, let's start putting things in motion.
So you're out here getting it started. You got your plans, your marketing, all that. What other obstacles did you face? Again, with, as you said, no guides. What were some of the challenges?
Oh gosh. I think all of the challenges. You talk to any business owner and they'll tell you it's just highs and lows continuously.
Okay.
So even in launching it, one of the things I was thankful for was my corporate background, because in the corporate arena, I've done a multitude of things, but one of the things is I was a project manager.
That really helped.
It really did help. And so I realized, even as I was walking through that, I was missing steps. And I was missing steps only because I had never taken these particular steps. I was in a corporate world, and I'd walked through all of those processes, but not in small business. So I had to learn small business, even from a marketing standpoint. In corporate, you build it, they will come,
Right.
Small business, now you have to hear about it and hear about it and hear about it. And somebody has to tell their cousin, sister, brother a few times, and then they'll come. So I had to learn all of that.
Okay. Now I'm gonna push you even harder, because I got chit chatters. By the way, that's what my audience is called. They're the chit chatters. But they're, those that are wanting to start a business. When you say there are things that you have to do as a small business, and one of those being marketing, give us a little bit more on that, even as it relates to finances. I mean, this is in a nice location. September Nail Salon is in a nice location. What is considered and would have been considered, especially when you started, upscale neighborhood area location. What can you tell us about that piece? I mean, what were you like? Oh, I got money under the mattress. Let me pull that out. I'm gonna go to my mom, or I'm gonna. What is that like? What did you do? How did you get here, girl? How'd you get here?
Well, I can tell you what I did, but I can tell you what I would suggest now.
Okay.
Because those are two different things. A couple of the things that I think I did well was going into this, I was debt free, which I highly, highly recommend.
Debt free.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was prepared for, I won't get paid for a certain period of time, but I wasn't prepared for as long as it truly was. Okay. So I'd say make sure that you have enough savings, that you have enough for the business, because you can have a business financial disaster over here, and you don't want a personal one at the same time, because both at the same time is absolutely disastrous.
Right. So getting debt free in your personal life first.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, girl.
And then I
know some people are watching now saying, I should have done that.
And that's easier said than done. And it also kind of depends on what your business structure is. Okay. For the business that I have, obviously, it has to have a storefront. One of the things I recommend for other business owners, that if you can survive without a storefront for as long as you possibly can, do that. Okay. The overhead is just, that's taxing. Yeah. And so you want to make sure that you are spending as little as possible for as long as possible, until you cannot grow without getting a storefront.
Now, do you actually do nails, or do you just have employees?
So actually, when we started, because again, I was doing corporate and launched the business simultaneously.
Okay.
I was doing them both for the first couple of years, and there were times where I wish I could jump behind the chair. I was pretty good, but I hadn't become licensed at that point. So I went to school and I became licensed.
Really?
And so when we had those difficult times, I was able to step behind the chair. At this point, I'm not as behind the chair as much as I used to be.
Okay.
But yeah, so I am licensed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You would not know this, and chit chatters would not know this either. But I thought about opening a nail salon.
Really?
A few years back, I used to go to this nail salon, and it was a guy that did my nails, and he would talk to me about him leaving the salon that he was in to start his own, because he didn't own it. And he was like, "You want to go into business with me?" And he was Vietnamese. And he actually did launch. He got out on his own, and he's doing very well. But for a minute, he and I talked about it. And because I'm the kind, don't know how to do nails or anything, but I'm always up for a business venture. Always up for a business venture. But I really, really applaud your carefulness, your meticulous path that you took, because you're really, to me, you're talking to a more serious, mature person that may be wanting to start a business, because we have so many pop-ups, and you're telling us, no, you took your time. You made sure your personal finances were in order. You had the business, all of those things. Would you say that that's a part of the reason you've been sustained all of these years?
I'll tell you, that helped sustain me in the really difficult times, to know that I planned ahead.
Yeah.
And that if I follow the plan and the path, that would make it all right. You did everything that you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And of course, we leave in a room for the God factor. And
Absolutely.
There have been times, and it's still a challenge. Certainly the last couple of years, the last 2 to 3 years.
COVID, yeah.
And even now, especially there's a I call it a hiring or a staffing crisis right now.
And in the nail industry too?
Oh, in every industry.
Really?
Every business owner or manager of any business is going to tell you that it's so challenging right now.
Where are the people going? Where are they working, or how are they making a living?
I have my own theories. Theories. I think COVID really did a number on folks mentally and emotionally, and people made changes in their lives. That's my thought. But
yeah. So I was joking when I said, did you look under the mattress, or did you get money from mom or someone? But what was your expectations for family? Because oftentimes when people go into business, immediately they think their first customers are going to be family, right? And I see sometimes the disappointment on social media. They'll post about, you weren't with me when I was, struggling, so don't show up for the, when I cross the finish line, stuff like that. Did you have an expectation that, okay, all of my family, they're going to come to September Nail Salon?
I won't necessarily say I had an expectation of my family. I think a part of the process of developing a business plan and really knowing the industry is also you learn who's your target market.
Okay.
And so if I develop my target market well, I recognize that most people get their nails done within 10 to 15 minutes of where they live or work.
Absolutely.
And so I needed to approach those clients and those potential clients and market to them first. So that was my thought behind it. Certainly, it's always great when your family and friends support you.
Sure.
But that's just icing on the cake, I think. I think it's a matter of really knowing that target market and marketing well to them and marketing frequently. It's also a business statistic that most people don't approach a business until they've seen marketing or heard about them at least 7 times.
Really?
Yeah, at least 7 times. And so if it takes 7 times, that means I have to make sure that I'm intentionally marketing, and certainly word of mouth is always helpful.
Absolutely.
But that's always been my approach.
Oh, wow. So that's marketing. Did you do you heavily rely on social media for marketing?
Yes.
Okay.
Social media has been amazing. As a matter of fact, as a business, we're part of what's called Facebook, or the Meta Leaders Network.
Wait a minute, girl. I saw you. Wait a minute. I forgot all about that. I saw you doing this. You were chosen. Tell us about that.
I've actually had several opportunities through Facebook. Meta has been wonderful.
Okay.
And I initially started using Facebook as a tool just to approach people. It's a really inexpensive way to market to a specific target market, because you can get as detailed as zip code, interests, and you can spend just a little bit amount of money and make a really large impact.
Okay.
All that said, after using them for a couple of years, they reached out and interviewed, and we went through the whole process of being a part of the Leaders Network. And fast forward a few years, they approached on different opportunities that we've been a part of. I've done interviews and on their website. It's been great.
Because you go to Canada or something. You went somewhere. Yeah, I remember. I was following it. It's been a few months ago.
So they did a national campaign based on the salon.
Okay.
This time last year, actually. And it was amazing. It was spent a week in Canada in their studios, and it was wonderful.
I love it. So did that feel like an out of body experience that,
It did. It really did. It was amazing, one, to be chosen out of so many businesses, and to know that, oh my gosh, here in Memphis, Germantown, Tennessee, that they found little old me and little us, and Meta said, hey, we want to feature you in the national campaign. It was amazing.
Oh wow. I love it. What about support from just African Americans in general? Because that's sometimes a disappointment that business owners experience in the Black culture, that they don't feel supported by their own in the Black community. What has been your experience?
I've actually, we have an amazingly diverse client base.
Okay.
And I'm super thankful for it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. We're in a very diverse community.
Right.
Obviously, Germantown looks very different than Memphis.
Yeah.
But it's been great because folks travel. We have clients who travel from downtown, from the Mud Island area, from Midtown to come hang out with us, and then certainly from Germantown and Collierville to come hang out with us as well. I'm grateful for all of them.
Oh wow. Now I'm going back to something you referenced earlier when I was asking you about the internal struggles. Was there ever a point where you were doubting yourself? Were you ever a point where you lost confidence?
I don't want to say necessarily lost confidence, but having a small business is challenging. So maybe not lost confidence in myself. Okay. But it's outside factors happen. I mean, I think COVID proved that to us.
Right.
I couldn't do a thing about it. But
so you were just closed.
We were mandated to close because we were considered a non-essential and a close contact business.
Wow.
So that period we were closed for 2 months, and that was actually we called Mother's Day our Super Bowl, because that is our busiest time. And we were closed directly before Mother's Day for that 2 month period. And then interestingly enough, at the end of that year, we had a flood in our building, and we were closed directly before Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we were closed essentially 1/4 of 2020 during our absolute busiest times. There was nothing I could do about it. So doubting myself, no, but at some point I kind of looked around and thought, really? And then it's those amazing clients that came and said, we want to make sure had a couple, their clients, it's a husband and wife, and they approached me and said, hey, if you need anything, we want to make sure that you're here at the end of this. Wow. I had another client that sent a check every month and said, hey, this is what I would have used, I would have spent if I was there. Other people who approached and just said, what can I do? Our team was amazing during that time. They were delivering, we have all of our body products. We were delivering them to people's homes and to their doors. We pivoted however we could because we recognized that people, not only our team was depending on us, but our clients were truly depending on us as well.
Absolutely. That is amazing.
It absolutely was amazing.
Well, what I want to do now is take a commercial break. I am with Jennifer Purnell. She is the founder, CEO, owner, all of that. She is the boss chick here of September Nail Salon. Y'all take a break, get you some popcorn, something to drink, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. I am having an amazing conversation with Jennifer Purnell, CEO, owner of September Nail Salon. And really, September Nail Salon is under the umbrella of September Incorporated. Jennifer, I gotta go back to before we went to commercial break. I was asking you, had there ever been a moment where you lost confidence in yourself or in just this business? Mm-hmm. So you told me the amazing things that happened. You told me, through COVID and all of that. Mm-hmm. But in that season where you were being challenged, and you've already said there are many challenges, ongoing challenges. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do spiritually? Because I know you're a spiritual girl. Mm-hmm. What do you do? How do you handle that?
Oh, that's a really great question. I think very, very honestly, the first thing I go back and I whine to God. You told me to do this.
Right.
If you told me to do this,
that's great, but I whine.
Yeah, I was like,
be honest.
And then once I finished whining, then he's like, are you done? And then I said, okay, if you want me to continue to do this, or if I need direction, I need you. Mm-hmm. And that's been the pattern over and over and over again, because challenges come up every month, every week.
But does it make you miss the corporate world?
I will say those first few years, because again, I did both simultaneously for a bit. Mm-hmm. And after a little bit, I did start kind of, my heart was soft to corporate. Mm-hmm. Honestly, corporate was very good to me. I've never been one of like, oh my gosh, I want to get out of corporate. Yeah. I adored the corporate world. Wow. So yes, initially, now I'm in it. Okay. Business wise, I know this is what I'm called to do. Mm-hmm. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Now again, through especially the last couple of years, through COVID, I've also learned that it's okay to pivot. Mm-hmm. It's okay to change. Even coming into business, because of my background, I came in with the exit plan. I think everyone should go into business with an exit plan.
Wait a minute, because that's revelation there. Come in with an exit plan.
Come in with the exit plan.
Why?
Because there's a season for everything.
Okay.
There's a season for everything. Mm-hmm. I feel like, if you walk into springtime with a winter coat on, there's something wrong.
Okay.
And of course, COVID, again, taught us, okay, we were a non-essential business and that we were a close contact business. Those words were even foreign to us, a few years back. So now what do? I have team members who have small kids. They have mortgages and rent to pay. Yeah. I have to figure out how to pivot us in a way where I'm still taking care of our team, still taking care of me and my home.
Sure.
So what do I do now? How do I pivot us? So it's a continual pivot. I even think back to, Blockbuster. I mean, who didn't have a Blockbuster card, Right. And the pivot.
They missed the pivot.
I mean, listen, I can't critique them because they were an amazing business. But I mean, if we go back and research, there were opportunities there. Mm-hmm. And so certainly I don't want to miss an opportunity to pivot because I'm so stuck in my way of doing things.
Absolutely. So now you're 10 years in the game.
10 years in the game.
And I had you come as one of our speakers for the vision party. And you said, hey, I'm killing the game. I was like, okay, girl, you better come on. And all right. So what's been the most rewarding moment for you?
Oh gosh, most rewarding. I'd go back to team members and clients. It's those relationships, because we've had folks who have been around a good portion of that 10 years in different capacities. Even going out on maternity leave, like with my youngest, I had a couple of our clients who came alongside and said, whatever you need. They joined the team in order for things to continue to go smoothly while I was out of pocket. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So
they are amazing.
Created a community.
It's truly, it's a community. And one of the things, when I said what I was trying to create was, I saw a need, but it's certainly, when I think about women and we have lots of guy clients as well. But really, there's a need to care for ourselves, for self-care, and to put ourselves first. And that's what I hope to, when people come in this door, that they can say, you know what, I may have everything going on in my world, but for an hour, for 2 hours, I can drop that and I can just concentrate on myself. And so I can go out and be a better mom, a better wife, a better team member, a better boss, whatever it is, that they can just take care of themselves.
And so you mentioned that, these amazing clients, and I have to say, just listening to you, they are amazing.
They're amazing.
In that they've been there for you as you have serviced them. They've also connected with you. And that's wonderful, because that's one of the things probably that is a part of the culture of the nail industry as I see it in the Asian Vietnamese community. You just go to one. You know what I mean? You just run into one. Sometimes you get to know, where I go, I've gotten to know them, but I'm saying that's been one of the things that probably is a trait and that is characteristic of that business. So it's wonderful that you've been able to create a longevity with your clients. But have you ever had any difficult customers? And what was that like?
I mean, listen, I think the reality is everybody has some difficult times and difficult seasons.
Come on, girl. They are sitting there saying, she knows she did.
We all know that. We all know that. But really, truly, usually when people are being challenging, it's because they have something going on in their world.
Okay.
And so
you have psychologized this.
I have, because I the thought is if we can help to bring peace. We've seen people come in with one demeanor, maybe their first visit with us.
Okay.
And then it changes over time. Over time. And I'm thankful for that. Folks come in sometimes and say, it feels different in here. And that's what we're trying to bring. We're trying to bring an atmosphere and an environment where our team members want to be, because that's a part of it. And then also we do things a bit differently here.
Okay.
So helping folks to get it.
Tell me what's different.
One of the things is most of our clients are appointment based. And that wasn't something that we required by any means when we started, but we accepted appointments, and thankfully we got pretty scheduled. And sometimes if people kind of pop in, you mentioned other shops, I affectionately call them like in and out places. But if you come in, you realize, they're already pretty scheduled. So let me go ahead and schedule an appointment. So you might be frustrated because maybe you Google searched and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm excited to go. And you get here. Right. But we're still going to try to handle that with grace and excitement because you took the time to come. We wanted you to come, and we're glad that you're here. And we'd love for you to come back, So we just try to approach it like that. We do.
And one of the things that's unique to your particular salon, I have to just ask you about, you don't do acrylic.
No.
Okay.
We specialize in natural nails and taking care of natural nails and natural nail care. And that was one of the things that when I researched, I just realized, even for the health of our clients and our team members, that was something that was going to be really important to me.
Wow. September. Why the name September? Where did that come from? I mean, I know it's a month, but
and it's funny. I didn't realize people were going to ask that as often and as frequently as they do. But septi or septum in Latin is the number 7, and then the number 7 is the number of completion in Scripture and in the Bible. So it was a desire, like I said, to provide that complete, tight atmosphere with amazing team members and highest sanitation standards and a spa-like atmosphere, and just provide that to the Memphis and Mid-South area.
Okay, all right, y'all get September, September. So here's the big reflection moment.
Okay.
If you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would have banked more money.
Okay.
That would have been, because however much you have, you're going to need more than that.
Okay.
You're always going to need more than that. I would have been I would have taken more care to learn about the areas that I was weak, the financial portion of it. I would have really made sure that we had like really great CPAs and bookkeepers, even from the jump, because when you start, you're just like, right. We're just happy to be here. And I think I would have even spent more time in just researching the industry to make sure
even after 10 years.
Well, yeah, I mean the 10 years certainly, but I would have, even from a marketing standpoint. Okay, I think I knew the business and I knew all of that, but from a small business, because again, one of the things I did in corporate, I did marketing operations. Okay. So I kind of was like, I got this marketing thing. Yeah. And I went in with assumptions that aren't true for small business.
Wow. So I gotta go here for a moment, because really we've been talking about the salon, and because I was really intrigued with this part of what you do or what you offer. But in fact, September Nail Salon is not your only business, or it's not the only service you offer. Yeah. So you're into, just go ahead and tell us what you're into.
Okay. So again, that pivot kind of happened during COVID. And one of the first things we did was we launched 7 Cleaning Group. And 7 Cleaning Group is, we do residential, we do short-term rental cleanings, and then also commercial, so business cleanings. And that has actually been something that's been really great. It was something initially to help our team when we were displaced. Wow. But it's really
so they worked with the cleaning service.
Yeah, some of them did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some of them did. And it was great. We trained really hard, really quickly, and built a small client base, and then it's began to grow over time. And doing that, one of the things, we were cleaning at short-term rentals or like Airbnbs. And I started saying, well, we could do this. And so that was, we had the Memphis Group. Okay. And the Memphis Group is our rental leg. And it's short-term, longer-term, and it's been great as well. A couple other things. We also started our body products. We did that long ago, and that's September Body.
Okay, I gotta let her show us around. Jennifer, you just gotta show us around. I gotta smell these products that you're talking about.
Sounds great.
So what we're gonna do is take a commercial break, and we'll be right back to smell some stuff.
Hey guys, it's Kiosha with The Tailored Experience. I want to be your personal stylist. I do hair, makeup, and wardrobe styling. I also help you on your photo shoots with creative direction. Connect with me on all social media platforms at Brown Sugar Doll. I am just a DM away from tailoring you from the inside out.
Welcome back to Conversations with Linda. I hope you're enjoying this conversation, because I am. I got my girl Jennifer Purnell here. She is the CEO, owner, founder, all of that. She's the boss chick of September Nail Salon, and that's under the umbrella of September Incorporated. And so now we're going to look at some of her products because yes, this is what I'm here for. You were saying, Jennifer, you got into this particular, did you pivot to this during COVID?
We actually started this a couple of years in. So a part of providing that amazing client experience was providing products that are really good for the body. Yeah. Skin is the largest organ, so we wanted to make sure that it was stuff that was good for us, as natural as possible. And so we started making the products in-house. And people started asking to take it home. We did the only reasonable thing. We ran to the local hobby shop, threw them in glass jars. And then we found out that folks were shipping them to their family and friends in Wyoming. And we were like, okay, we should probably do better than that. So it has really grown since then. But we started with just scrubs and lotions, things to use in services, and it's grown since then. But we have lots of scents. So I know we're going to sniff on some stuff, right? Okay. This is one of our most popular. That's Pomegranate Bliss.
Yes, nice. Pomegranate
Bliss.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. Okay.
This is Her Love. That's it's another really popular. It's kind of a little sexy scent too.
Kind of sexy. I think so. I would agree.
Warm walnut. It's great for like the winter time.
You all, these are amazing. Y'all have to get some.
They smell good.
Yeah. You know, these scrubs, and this is really in. This is so popular. I mean, we've come a long way from Ivory, down soap.
Yeah.
Vaseline intensive care lotion.
I hope we're not still using Vaseline intensive. And I'll tell you, you said the oils and stuff. This is my favorite of all our products is our body butter oil.
Okay.
It has apricot kernel oil, vitamin E, shea butter, and then it comes in all these amazing scents. We have our moisturizing mist. It's a coconut oil base. We have our body butter. We have our bath bombs we later developed too. Yeah, grab one. And that one is white tea that you have there.
Tell me, for those who are like me, and, you're just jumping in, jumping out. Tell me what's the aha about?
So the cool thing is, hopefully you take a little time. That's a bath bomb. So hopefully you won't jump in and jump out. You take a moment, and it helps soften your skin. So, and it just smells amazing. Wow. It has all the good stuff in it. It has Epsom salt in there, so it helps relax your muscles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Epsom
it's
salt. Y'all know
Epsom salt.
Epsom salt. So now do you use one of these? Does this last longer than one?
No, you pop it in for a bath and you enjoy it.
And then it's over.
Yeah, and you take care of yourself. Yes, you get another one. That's the reason you come in and you get a set. Usually people come in and get like 4 or 5, so they'll have enough for several baths. Okay. Yeah. We have our detox charcoal soap. Activated charcoal soap is really good for your skin, really good for breakouts.
Right.
Lavender soap. We have something over here called Sexy Man soap. We have our gift sets.
Can I smell? It's the Sexy Man. Can I smell it?
Sexy Man. You sure can. Yeah.
Sexy Man. Okay, I'm feeling it.
And then actually, and I'm going to steal this from over here. This is actually a really popular one. This is called Bugs Don't Like This. It's an all natural bug repellent. And if you know, in the city of Memphis,
right,
we have
mosquitoes.
Yes, it's a perfect mosquito repellent.
And it doesn't all smell natural like a mosquito repellent.
No, it's all natural.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Get you some mosquito repellent. Okay, I'm gonna give me some too.
But we have other things for the fellas too. We have beard oil. We have beard kits.
Because the men are into self-care these days.
Yes, and they need to be. They need to be.
Now I see these brushes.
Yeah.
And I remember I went on a cruise one time, and because this is kind of like I think what was interesting to me is, of course, it gets the dead skin off.
Yeah.
But it also helps your lymphatic system. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it does. Okay. And that's the beautiful thing about using the products and using even the scrubs. It rejuvenates you. And it's from the inside out. Again, our skin is an organ. So we want to make sure that we're giving it things that are really good for it.
My team, they were like, they love these oils that you have.
Yes. That's sweet champagne right there.
Okay.
That's another really popular one. That's white tea again. And it actually has white tea flakes in there.
Yeah, I like this.
You like that one? That's your flow?
Yeah. This is soft. I have to have something soft.
Everyone has like a scent that they kind of gravitate to. This is a unisex scent. That's Black Lotus. We actually developed that Juneteenth during COVID. It had a different name. We were going to launch it as Blue Lotus, and to celebrate Juneteenth, we call it Black Lotus.
Black Lotus. Okay, all right. So you can come in the September Nail Salon, get all of these products, and then you have all this, nail polish for me is like lipstick. I mean, even though I don't wear a lot of the colors, I love to see other people with. I'm not courageous enough to wear all the other colors, but I love to see them on other people. But they just seem so luscious, all the different colors.
I have to admit, I'm the same. I have certain colors that I gravitate towards, and then I love to see them on other people as well.
So I got to ask you this, because you're in the service of servicing others. They come in, and for an hour or two, they get a chance to just find balance to their lives. What do you do to find balance for your life?
Oh my gosh, I'm the self-care queen.
Really?
I am.
Okay.
I really believe that you can
practice what you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I truly believe you can't pour from an empty cup. And I have a lot going on in my world, and so if I'm not taking care of myself, I can't give to other people. So I take myself out to eat.
I've been seeing a few of your posts.
I do, and I will in a heartbeat. I'll go and grab a quick drink and enjoy a nice meal.
Just by yourself.
Just by myself.
I've been doing that lately, of just going to, especially during the day when I'm out and busy, where I would have gone through a drive-through real quick to keep on going. I'm like, no, I'm going to stop, go into a restaurant and sit down and enjoy my food.
It gives you time to think, to recharge. Massages, I adore massages. So I get them really frequently. I love a good spa experience, and obviously getting a manicure and pedicure. Fortunately, I have the opportunity to get one usually weekly. And I'll give up my appointment for a client sometimes, but in most cases. But I read a good bit. Certainly my quiet time in the morning. Don't interrupt my quiet time. And one of my biggest things is I try to take a walk at least once a day. The sunshine and just being outside allows me to think. I put on some great music, sometimes very ratchet music, and I just
wake up the senses.
To wake up the senses, and I get it done. And I get a little Lizzo, a little Beyonce in me, and I'm ready to go.
So, what's on the horizon for you? Because let's go back through it. You got the nail salon, you got the cleaning business, and then you're doing rentals. And by the way, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I saw one of your Airbnbs. Cute.
Thank you.
Really cute. And I'm going to remember that for when we have guests coming into town, because we're starting to do that when we go, when we travel. Sometimes, especially if we're traveling with our team, Airbnb is the way to go.
It really is. It really is. You get an entire home. You're able to relax, and it's not that hustle and bustle of the hotel experience.
So what's next?
Next, I'm really excited about a couple of things. We're going to expand the product line and also launch a subscription service, so it can come to your home once a month.
Okay, and I would like that.
You would like that?
Yeah, because then I wouldn't have to go out and look for. Okay,
exactly. And you get to experience all the new things before they come out. So you get to be one of the first folks to enjoy everything. So we're super excited about the subscription service. And then also, one of the things that we're launching in the fall is a self-care and empowerment weekend, where you can come for the weekend. It's going to be in downtown Memphis. We have the location and everything all picked out. It's September 22nd and 23rd. We're going to have folks to come in and help us recharge, to be empowered. It's been, a horrific couple of years. It really has. And we cannot keep going status quo until we take time for ourselves. So we're going to relax, but we're also going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. And then we're going to hear from some folks who have really taken those steps as well. So we not only feel a little bit better about our journey, that we're not alone in it. But then also we have some really practical steps that we can walk out afterwards.
I think that's so important, that people not feel alone. And which is why I even am adamant about making sure that I get people's story, because someone can see you on social media and think, oh, she's she's had it going on for a long time. She just got it together.
That's the highlight reel.
Right.
And I see me crying at the house and my kids running around. And
that's why I'm always intrigued by the backstory.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is listening even today saying, okay, it took her 10 years to
even start.
Because you know how you can be so condemning of yourself. Like, I've had this idea for 5 years and I haven't. So it took you a minute, but here you are today.
Yeah.
And so I think that is so very, very important. So now with this, all right, because little time left, and I'm talking to you about balance, and I heard you say, getting a massage and all that. You have children.
I do.
So how are you rocking this with raising 3 children?
3 children.
And all this other stuff.
Oh, I actually, people ask about how do you do it all or how do you balance everything? I don't. Okay. Like I have no balance. But I will say for the people and things that are important to me, they know they're important to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend time and devote time to those things because I can hire somebody to come and, we have the cleaning business. So I say clean my house, but I can't hire somebody to clean my kids. So I have, whether
I like that. Wait a minute. We want y'all to take that in because you prioritize the priorities.
Yeah. That's right.
You give your personal attention to those. I love that. You can hire someone to clean your house. You can't hire someone to clean your kid. I love it. Okay, keep going.
So whether it's, I recently had someone start helping me pick up my kids from school.
Okay.
Because I realized that was carving a good amount of time, but then I can take them to tennis and to soccer or do meal prep. I can bring someone in to do that. I even have a personal organizer just because those things I could be doing them myself, or I could be helping somebody with homework, or I could be doing something for myself or towards the business.
So you're working smarter, not harder.
I'm trying.
Okay, is that organizer working for you?
Yeah.
Really?
I've actually used a personal organizer for years, and it's been for both business and for personal. Otherwise, my mail just stacks up. There's too much mail that comes in.
Girl,
I'm so over
that's
mail.
A whole nother show. I just told my husband, I was like, you know what? We're going to take an evening, and we're just going to have a paper purge.
Or not, you can have somebody come in and do it. I mean,
how are they doing it?
They literally go through. That's what they do. They separate it, and she shreds all. Because we get a lot of junk mail, and then there are a lot of those offers that come in. So that stuff gets shredded, or she takes it to the shredder for us, and then she organizes. So if it's something important, or if it's bills, or she puts them in categories. If it's pertaining to the kids, each kid has a section, and then she files it away. It's amazing.
Wow,
it's amazing.
Wow, I love it. And so while you're not necessarily, you say I'm not balanced, but you are making it happen. Effectively.
I'm making it happen. And then I give myself grace because sometimes it just doesn't happen. Or that to-do list, I make out a to-do list every morning and for the week, and I try to categorize everything. And if it doesn't happen, I just move it to the next day. And it's okay.
Speaking of children, though, I saw one of your posts about, I think your son, he's like interested in looking at real estate.
Yeah, my oldest.
So you got a little entrepreneur going on, growing up already.
And it's funny. I'm a first generation business owner, and so I didn't know some of the things that I think I could have known if with that said, my kids think it's just natural to own a business. So actually all 3 of my kids are like, that's what they want to do is own a business.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to be mentored by you, because I think that's the other piece in entrepreneurship is finding mentors, people who are open, who are compassionate to where you are, where you got to start, right? But who are open to sharing their knowledge, their wisdom, experiences with you.
Well, I'll say this, if it's folks who are looking for that, there are some really great opportunities out there, especially there's one for Black business owners called Black Business Boom.
Black Business Boom.
Yeah, okay. Danielle McGee is the creator of that. And she has lots of different segments within Black Business Boom, where they're marketing and also with financials. And then also I did the Goldman Sachs 10,000K business program. That was one of the most amazing things I did. And it was essentially an MBA specific to my business.
Wow.
And my business coach there, actually, I kept him as a consultant afterwards, because you're right. Like finding a coach it's hard. And then you need multiple coaches to kind of help in different areas, I think.
Okay, multiple coaches.
Multiple coaches, because different coaches have, different people have different experiences.
Sure.
Because I'll just grab a business owner I think is more experienced in a certain area.
Yeah.
And they might not be able to guide me in everything. So I got to go get another one, But with this specific person, because he has seen so many businesses over time through the Goldman Sachs 10,000K program, that he's able to really help and guide. It's been amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jennifer Purnell. Oh, I've been knowing her so long. You have just blossomed and evolved, and I love it. And I salute you for the woman you've become, and all these different, I believe we should live every expression of ourselves. And that's what I see you doing, is not being pigeonholed, getting stuck in one place, but just whatever's living inside of you, whatever God has put there, you're willing to step out and express it to the world. And
thank you for that.
You're doing an excellent job, girl. I love it. I love it. Listen, it's been amazing talking with Jennifer, and I want you to make sure, if you're in the Memphis area, I know we have chit chatters all over the place, but if you're in the Memphis area or you're coming to town, go ahead and make an appointment.
Or the products online.
So we can order products online.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do the
SeptemberBody.com or SeptemberNailSalon.com. Either way.
Okay. And we're going to make sure we have the information out there about your Airbnb and all of that. Yeah, girl, you're doing it. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It's good catching up. Listen, I'm out of time, but I'm never out of conversation. I want you to tune in each Sunday evening at 6:30 or our pre-chat. Y'all know we gotta just catch up on what's going on in the world, and then at 7 p.m. Board conversations with Linda. That's Central Standard Time. All right, y'all have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next Sunday.